Good morning. I wanted to video this message today because it's important to me that believers understand why Jesus had to leave Israel in their unbelief at his first coming. They were led by the Pharisaic rules and laws and leadership to deny Jesus because they felt it was an easier way to take, and it would take away their life as they knew it, and they just weren't ready for a change because they really didn't understand what the change would be. So let's get into it and read it and see what the Word says about that particular time. But first, we're going to talk a little bit about false prophets in our day and what they can do to us as believers and unbelievers to completely steer us a totally wrong way. So let's get into it. 2 Peter 2:1-2 says, "But false prophets also arose among the people, just as there will be also false teachers among you, who will secretly introduce destructive heresies, even denying the master who bought them, bringing swift destruction upon themselves. Many will follow their sensuality, and because of them, the way of the truth will be maligned." Matthew 23:8-12. "But do not allow anyone to call you rabbi, for one is your teacher, and you are all brothers. Do not call anyone on earth your father, for one is your Father who is in heaven. Do not be called leaders, for one is your leader, that is Christ. But the greatest among you shall be your servant. Whoever exalts himself shall be humbled, and whoever humbles himself shall be exalted." Jesus uses his final words to condemn the nation's leaders for having confused and abused that generation of Israel. He said they were hypocrites and that their corrupt leadership was the cause for Israel missing the Messiah. Had these men done their job and told Israel Jesus was Messiah, as they should have done, the people would have received him. Jesus reveals their corruption to the people and pronounces woes upon them all. This is important for us both from a historical and contemporary point of view. Historically, we need to understand the role of the religious leaders played in driving Jesus to the cross and Israel into exile. After all, their conspiracy led to the Gentile church coming into being, since Israel's rejection of Jesus became our opportunity. Honor and reward in the kingdom will be assigned to us based on our humility and sacrifice now. As we push to restart church meetings and open schools and businesses, are we overlooking God's spiritual purposes in the crisis? Are we overlooking God's maybe his push on us to practice maybe what we study about every week? An opportunity for us to learn and practice humility and self-sacrificial service to others. Could this time be designed by God for each of us to change our daily patterns so we might become more devoted to the needs of others? Maybe it's parents spending more time training up their children to be respectful, patient, and loving. Maybe it's Christian spouses spending more time together, investing in their marriage. Or could it be about believers making sacrifices to share resources with families out of work, or donating to ministries or agencies on the front lines? Can we show the love of Christ by mowing the lawn of overworked first responders or caring for sick family? Maybe it is for all of us spending more time in God's Word and prayer and in solitude. There is something God is working to accomplish in your life through this time, and if we only think about getting back to normal, we will miss it. Let's take full advantage of our present situation to gain more humility and to learn greater self-sacrifice. That's the path to greater honor, where it really counts in the kingdom.